For mortgage advice tailored towards your individual needs, contact PGB Mortgages today. Let them guide you through your home buying journey. Contact details are in the description.
You know, anxiety is a strange one, because anxiety obviously is a really, really deliberating and unpleasant experience, to say the least. And we've all suffered from anxiety, you know, to a smaller degree or a larger degree at some point in our lives. But why does anxiety occur? Well, you have to look at it from this perspective. Nowadays, we live in quite a sedentary world where there's often not a lot of immediate danger, especially in the West. But thousands of years ago in the hunter-gatherer days, that wasn't the case. Thousands of years ago in the hunter-gatherer days, actually, there was a lot of danger. And actually, there was a lot of instances where you could be in a position where you'd have to fight for your life. So back then, it was actually advantageous to have anxiety. Back then, being too relaxed probably wouldn't have been a good survival mechanism, because then you would be aloof to the constant dangers and threats. So that is obviously in our DNA. You know, if you're constantly suffering from anxiety, ironically, you might have been well equipped and well suited to live thousands of years ago in the hunter-gatherer days, and you may very well have thrived. But the world has changed and our DNA hasn't really. You know, our brain is still operating in the hunter-gatherer days, even though we consciously know we're living in a modern society. So this kind of goes into why we suffer from anxiety, or why, we all do. From some people have had small degrees of anxiety, some people have had really large degrees of anxiety. So the whole idea of anxiety, if you suffer from anxiety, it could be because it could be like a unnecessary gene variation that was very, very relevant and, you know, relevant and had a purpose thousands of years ago. So when you are living today and you're suffering from anxiety, it could very well be the case that your brain is self-simulating danger. Your brain could be self-simulating danger. So even though there's no animals trying to kill you, even though there's no enemy tribes trying to kill you, you're, you know, a regular guy or a regular girl, and let's say you're a guy, you work a 9-to-5 job, you have a home, you have a family, but you're suffering from anxiety because your brain, which is primed for the hunter-gatherer days and primed for survival, your brain is looking around and thinking, where's the danger? There must be some danger, you know, because your brain is thinking, well, there must be enemy tribes around, there must be animals trying to kill me around, but there's none of that there. So your brain can self-simulate, your brain could be self-simulating dangers, and then you become anxious and you have no idea why. Your brain could be self-simulating the hormones. Your brain could be simulating the hormones, one, because it's confused as to why there's no danger, so it's creating what it thinks should be there. And two, it could be self-simulating, or it could be simulating the hormones to practice for a threat. So you could be feeling anxious for absolutely no reason. Your brain could be simulating the hormones and sending those hormones throughout your body to practice for when there's a threat, because when there's a threat, you're going to feel anxious. But if your brain has been feeding you those hormones, the idea is, even though you're anxious, you'll still be able to operate. So this is why you could be suffering from anxiety when you feel that there's no reason for you to be suffering from anxiety, because of the hunter-gatherer days, when actually that may have been advantageous to be anxious, because then you're going to be alert to the threats. And also your brain may be simulating the anxiety hormones throughout your body to prepare you for an anxious situation. So even though it may feel uncomfortable, because you've got these anxious, because you're used to these anxious hormones flowing through your body, you can still operate, and that increases your chances of survival. But our brains don't know it's a modern society, and this is where the problem is. So what do you do? Ultimately, what you do is you just have to try and operate through the anxiety. You just have to try and operate through the anxiety. It's hard, you know, it's hard. It's not necessarily a case of trying to stop the anxiety. You can't stop your brain flowing hormones through your body, but you can try and operate through it. It's not easy, but you have to, you know. It's almost like all boxers get a little nervous before a fight, but you still do the fight, you know. So it's one of those situations. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. This is my opinion for what it's worth. Let me know, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.